What if the black market starts using nickels for tens in the hood? That's all you can spend. We devalue your currency without any travel. You ain't fucking with gravel, you dealing with jam. What if we boycotted the buses but nationally? Went to work and went to sleep but only bought shit to eat for 52 weeks. They don't want to hear that. Cause if you black, that's a terroristic act. But if you white, that's golf night and pats on the back. I used to wonder why you bought so many straps. Cause you see us pushing back and you too weak to scrap. You ain't a man, you ain't a power. Be a well-regulated militia. Being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms cannot be infringed. The Second Amendment. So if you legal and you can't get it, can't let these motherfuckers know where you stand. You wanna stand your ground? I can stand mine. You wanna stand your ground? I can stand mine. So if you legal and you can't get it, can't let these motherfuckers know where you stand. You wanna stand your ground? I can stand mine.
This is a sickness that has infected the country. Unchecked and unfettered gun violence. Today, 17 lives are over. 17 families are torn apart. Parents who sent their kids to school this morning, imagine that. Many people send their kids to school, just like they've done every other day for years. They trusted their kids would be safe. Teachers went to work this morning, trusted that they would be safe in their space, in their work environment. The way we all should be safe in our work environments every day, everywhere, in our schools, our churches, our offices, at concerts, at nightclubs. Do you feel safe tonight? There's another fact that we need to face. Every single one of us is just playing the odds at this point. The odds that in a country of 325 million souls, that we won't be the ones who get hit by the next bullets that start flying. We won't be the one that gets that phone call about someone you love who did. Your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, your spouse, or your parent, even a friend, anyone you know. The phone call that changes your life. But with every deadly shooting in this country, the odds get worse and worse and worse. Are you really willing to keep playing those odds? Your life is too precious for that. The lives of our loved ones are too precious. The lives of the people in our cities and towns are too precious. Have we forgotten that life is a gift? It's a disgrace that this is still happening after Sandy Hook, Columbine, Virginia Tech, Emmanuel AME Church, Pulse nightclub shooting, Las Vegas. The list goes on and on and on. This is who we are right now. But is this really who we want to be? A country where anybody at any time could be shot to death. And then when a bunch of people are killed and lives are shattered, we are sad and maybe angry, and then we forget and we move on until the next time, with the tragedy remaining in the headlines for even a shorter time than it did before. So just forget politics here. This is about lives, the lives of all Americans. We need to keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people. Everyone agrees with that. People who oppose gun control will say today is not the day to talk about it. And you know what? They are absolutely right. Because the day to talk about it was weeks, months, years, or decades ago. And yes, of course, we also need to make mental health a priority in this country. But guess what? We can do both. We can do both of those things at the same time. If we don't, we have no one to blame but ourselves. This is America, people. Don't forget that. I know that we are better than this.
What's good, fam? How's everybody doing? Hold on. Let me get the Queen Afi on the line right quick. What's good, Queen?
Hey, what up?
Not much. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. I just I had to downgrade my phone. My other phone just completely died on me the other day. And I was just like, fuck it, I just won't have a phone. And, my queen was not buying that, really.
Of course not.
Yeah, so, we ain't got a phone. I got the cheapest one I could get out the door. Let's go.
That's all you need.
That is all I need.
You need.
And my computer's on its last days. So the whole Google just shut down. Like we should be on YouTube right now and Twitter, but I can't really tell because my whole Google shut down. So if you're out there listening, leave us a message. Let me know. Inbox me. It'll come back up at some point. But I know they can hear me. If, huh?
I say leave us a message. I'm just going to apologize right now.
No, man, whatever. And you know what I'm probably going to do is because I just don't like the sound of this phone. I can't really hear you on that well. So I think I'm going to call back. I'm going to call back on the landline.
Okay.
If they let me do it. So what I'm going to need you to do, and ain't nobody paying attention anyway, so shout out to the couple of people that are actually listening. If y'all tune in on a regular basis, y'all know we don't really do shit for the first 15 minutes anyway. So pardon this, but I want to be able to hear as much as possible and as clear as possible, and I want people to hear me in that same fashion. So give me 1 second. I'm going to hang up and call right back on my landline.
Okay.
So talk to the people. Tell them about yourself.
So peace, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good day today, and we definitely appreciate you calling in and you're listening to My Sin Is My Sin Radio on Blog Talk Radio. We only have one rule, and that is be respectful. So today's topic, we are going to get into Second Amendment rights. With the recent cases, particularly the case in Florida last week with the shooting, there's been a couple of proposals made particularly about more gun control, and also, as of this morning, if I'm not mistaken, teachers being able to be armed with concealed weapons while in the classroom. So we want to know what you think about Second Amendment rights, gun control, the recent events, and ultimately, how do you think these things are going to translate into the black community? So, we'd love to hear your comments, your concerns, your ideas. So give us a call and, let's talk gun control.
That was a damn good job, Queen.
Look, man, you be underestimating me over. I'm telling you, I'm dope. I'm telling you.
You are dope. Hold on. I got to show you a little love right here.
Man, what a gun's at? I thought I was about ready to hear some guns.
No, that's a knowledge thing. That's a knowledge thing. Mm-hmm. And apparently we are on YouTube. Shout out to Jay Dizzle for checking that out and letting me know. Is that you in the queue, bro? Because I done had so many issues with this stupid phone, man. And to keep it a stack, man, I know like 2 numbers by heart. And I know that's sad, but it is what it is. Oh, yeah, and I see it, too. So, that must be him hitting me up right there. All right, so we good. At least YouTube and whatchamacallit, we good. Oh, that's not. And it's you are nuts. But if you look at the screen, too, I got a couple of things kind of going on here. And just giving you a little information, while we start to build as far as gun control. You know, and that's some shit I don't think that I really have, quite honestly, had a really big conversation with anybody about. You know, so I guess my first question is, are we slipping on this aspect of shit in the country? Or is it even our beef? You know what I'm saying? Do we just sit back and let them squash it out and deal with whatever, or do we try to have some type of impact on it? Like I saw somebody say, if every black man went to go buy a gun tomorrow, you know, they'll have gun control about a day after, basically. And that's some real shit. But at the same time, every black man will have a strap.
Very true.
You know, so are we missing the boat on that? Should we be promoting, you know, gun ownership more legally?
We should be advocating black gun ownership legally and illegally.
Well, I'm not advocating anything illegally, and neither is My Skin is My Sin. That is not representative of the radio show or the network.
That's just Offie.
That's just Offie. You know, but the problem with doing stuff like that is that, you know, when somebody get hemmed up, don't nobody help them.
Okay, but let me explain. Let me rationalize why. The system itself, the government itself, all of these studies themselves have already been honest about the fact that African Americans do not benefit from any system services as much as the dominant culture. They know these things, including the fact that there are a lot of things going on still targeting us to make sure that we are felons for voter reasons, for reasons like gun control, not gun control, the Second Amendment rights, a lot of things that have to do directly with the Constitution. So for that reason, I say we have a very large percentage of black men that have been over-sentenced and had rights stripped away that should not have been stripped away. And to say that they are not due their Second Amendment rights, that doesn't even specifically say if you're a felon that you cannot arm it. I mean, that's something that they amended.
I mean, but that shit sounds good until you in front of the judge by yourself and your mama and your old lady.
Okay, so
and everybody that's telling you should do some shit like that is not there when you get hemmed up. That's what I'm saying.
But Jobs, we can't continue to be afraid of what the system might do if we don't obey the system that we know doesn't work for us. At what point are we going to continue to strive for liberation and stop thinking, okay, what laws have they set for us? We're humane enough that we can conduct ourselves accordingly. We don't need white people's rules to say that. If that's the case, we got to work within them, and that hasn't worked for us yet. We can't work around them because white folks got that on lock, and when a black person
that sounds all fine and dandy until it's your ass just sitting in jail.
No. I'm
Niggas
not
forget about
in jail. If you want revolution, I'm
just telling you what is. Niggas get pinched with guns all the time, Queen. You know, felons thinking that same thing, and then they get pinched.
If you're talking about being a law-abiding citizen, then you're not talking about getting from under the thumb of the oppressive system. You're talking about playing within the system.
I'm just not talking about making it easy and being out here recommending that you do some illegal shit. That's what I'm saying.
Look, if everybody tomorrow went out and got a gun, legally or illegally, I really don't think they got enough manpower to go knock on everybody's door to find out whether they got illegal or an illegal gun. And honestly, the way that black folks get treated around here nowadays with a gun, whether it's a toy gun, a gun they potentially might purchase, or a gun that is registered to them, they still get shot. So I think I would take the option of I got weaponry just in case. Then
I mean, that's the same. But that's the same shit that people. I mean, that's basically, you know, I'm not going to encourage anybody to do anything illegal. Period. Now, what you do is what you do. But what you're not going to hear me saying is go ahead and risk your neck again for that. Period. Now, I get what you're saying, and I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm just saying, me personally, I'm not recommending that. What I'm saying is, for the purposes of tonight, legal firearm ownership.
But for the sake of
That's
the
all I'm
conversation.
saying. Yeah. You feel me now? I think you think you
You
get
know
where I'm
what?
coming
For
from
the
with that.
sake of tonight's show, My Skin is My Sin does not advocate or encourage the attainment of illegal power.
We got to keep it funky out here. You feel me? You know. But I do think that we are not doing we've done a horrible job of passing on gun ownership. Because, like, if you look at it, like, your great-great-grandfather probably had a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a shotgun, a rifle of some kind. They may not have had a pistol, but they had some type of firearm. You know, and people used to hunt. You know, that was part of life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like then we got comfortable, we put the straps down, and then at some point, well, I won't say at some point, during the 80s, you know, when crack really hit, and not that there weren't problems beforehand, but the violence got it got out of hand, you know, as opposed to like in the 70s and 60s and before that, you know, if brothers was doing something criminal and they had a problem, they would handle it with that particular individual. Crack made it just, oh, snaps. Sorry about that. Crack just made it very just like Wild Wild West-ish. You know, at least I can only speak for how it was in Detroit. You know, but we're not putting the guns in our community either.
Absolutely.
You know, and I was looking at some things, and it depends on what study you look at, but there's anywhere from 245 million to 310 million guns in this country at this particular time. You know, so that's a lot of guns. And my assumption is that they're counting every individual. And in doing so, you're counting people that are 95 years old in a nursing home. You're counting babies. You know, that's a totality of everybody that's alive in this country. So I don't even know how many actual gun-owning adults there are. Either I didn't go deep enough, or I just didn't see that information. So if you happen to have that information, we do have and I forgot to do the intro. I'm a little late. You are tuned in, huh?
I did.
Oh, you did it?
You forgot that quickly? You wasn't listening? Oh, you wasn't listening. It was before I went into what we were talking about.
Yeah, that must have been when I hung up and I was calling back in.
Oh, it was good, too. Listen to the playback. You'll be impressed.
I will be impressed. I'm sure of it.
Dare I say I sounded better than you?
Okay, we're not. I don't know. I don't know. You ain't got it just quite yet, you know. But we still.
You ain't here. It was perfect. What?
All right. So if you got a comment on Afi's intro, let me know. You know, I know the Queen always does a phenomenal job. And we're not on Facebook. Well, because when my shit went down, I didn't feel like going back through the rigmarole before we went live, and YouTube and Twitter captured it perfectly, so we're not going to complain with that. We're just going to keep it moving. And if you own a firearm, call 347-855-8692 and press 1. Talk to us about it. Why do you own a firearm? Do you feel safer? One of the statistics, and I'm hoping it comes up really shortly, was with respect to how an active shooter incident ended. 13.1% of the time, unarmed citizens safely and successfully diffused the situation. And I think it was like 3% of the time, an armed citizen safely diffused that situation. Because I always hear, especially like my brother. My brother is, like he is pro-gun to the max.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he always get, well, it's better. I'd rather, if somebody try to run up on me, I'm ready.
Yeah.
But by the numbers, that don't pan out.
I need to see your source. And you know what? And in all honesty, that absolutely sounds legitimate. But what is the other option? I mean, I don't understand I'm not going to carry because potentially this, and this, and I won't break this law against I'm a carry because they out here really doing, foul stuff, and if they're gonna take me, they're gonna take me at least trying to defend myself. It's about preservation.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't really happen. Like that so rarely happens, even with people that have firearms. They do it the way they're supposed to do it. It sounds good to say, but that's not actually what happens. When people get pulled over, let them know I got a strap.
It's not actually what happens right now, but I'm specifically talking about law enforcement. And if the climate of America is going to continue in the direction that it's going to continue in, you absolutely know that that's possible. You absolutely know that that's possible. And just mind you, the reason why there even is an issue with gun control in the city, not even in reference to law enforcement, but in reference between our own community. That is because of lack of resources, lack of ability to be able to care for yourself and for your family, the most basic needs, food, water, shelter, that a lot of black men and women cannot get done because of criminal records that they should not have. And I'm not saying everybody is innocent, or you know what I'm saying, but a lot of stuff that black folks have to go through in society is pointing you in the direction of trying to get you caught up into the criminal justice system. So you have to think about it. If we had protection for our own resources, if we felt like we could protect our own family, our own pride, I absolutely advocate gun control. And when somebody shows that they're not capable of having a piece of weaponry in their hand, then that makes it a problem. But I don't think it's fair for an already unfair justice system to determine whether you can arm and protect yourself for the rest of your life. That's ridiculous. As a human being, that's ridiculous. So,
there's plenty of countries. Just from the other side of the coin, there's plenty of countries that have navigated the ability to not actually own firearms and somehow still maintain their existence.
Absolutely. If nobody here had firearms, if no one here had firearms, then I would absolutely be agreeing with what you're saying. We're talking about in a situation where you can't get a firearm because a crooked justice system has determined that you cannot for the rest of your life. Whether you've paid your dues or not, you can't protect yourself in the way that's more than likely how somebody would assault you. Anybody running around knocking on your door and punching you in your face. Nobody doing a drive-by throwing rocks out the window. The most common way to kill someone in America is with a gun. So if you can't have one but everybody else can have one, and you did or did not do something in society, but even if you did, you paid your debt because they let you out, but they say you can no longer protect yourself in the way that you might get killed anyway.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it is. There's a huge difference with that. It
is, and that's why I'm saying protect yourself legally or illegally, because that's what the situation is. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be complaining.
Right, but what I'm saying is I just hate when people give people advice like that, because people take that shit and then they don't end up doing none of this shit you're talking about. They just end up going to jail again.
Well, you don't know that. You ain't with them. You don't know. It's a lot of people that take that advice and they're going to absolutely do what they're supposed to do. It's going to be put in a safe place until they need to protect their family, until somebody is trying to violate their rights. No.
And
that's
they
not
will
fair.
Still go to jail.
Yeah, if 1, if 10, if 100, if 1,000, if it becomes the norm where people demand their civil rights and they're going to do it whether you like it or not, rules have to change, laws have to change, because the norm changes, everyday behavior changes. That's why laws eventually have to change. Something that was once legal is not legal anymore. So that doesn't mean it can't change. If enough people, if enough of the citizens do not obey, and it starts to rock other areas that weren't directly originally affected, that's going to disrupt the fabric of the country. lawmakers are going to have to pay attention to this. It's part of the lobbying process. I learned that in economics.
I don't know. My thing is, it's like I'm seeing these kids, these really ridiculous rich white kids, and I empathize as much as I can with what they went through. You know, I'm not one of those people that this was, some type of conspiracy and all of that other shit. And maybe one of them or two of them are a crisis actor. I don't know. But it's pretty hard for me to believe that a whole city is in on it.
Right.
Because that's 17 people that somehow got to be gone. So that's a lot of people to orchestrate. And not only that, it's their family. You know what I'm saying? Like that just seems like a bit much to me. But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I think this is Jay Dizzle on the line. Hold on one second. No, hold on one second. What's good, fam?
What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Man, just enjoying the bill.
Yeah, man. What you think, bro? And matter of fact, are we missing the boat as far as promoting gun ownership?
What do you mean? I think that gun ownership is a good thing, man. Remember,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Remember,
are we not promoting that enough in our communities?
No, we are. You know what I'm saying? Responsible gun ownership, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we do need black gun clubs that promote responsible, and that is something that one of my comrades is actually forming a black gun club, and it's to promote responsible gun ownership, knowing how to operate it, you know what I'm saying, and knowing how not to operate it, knowing, you know what I'm saying, like I don't think it's necessary to take guns in bars and things like that, because that's just the recipe for disaster. So I do want to say this, though, regards to what Sis was saying, and this might sound some kind of way, but like, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel that.
Then to go on even with your song, and I'm glad you played that song. Let's remember the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment is not a privilege; it's a right. You feel me? You can't take away a right. The only reason that the right's taken away is because for commercial purpose. So the Second Amendment is you have a right to protect yourself. Nobody can tell you how to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to allow and one more thing I want to say. I don't want to take too much time, but I do want a few different things I want to say. Go ahead. All right, so so you were saying about how some people be saying these are all just hoax and all this shit and crisis actors. And here's what I really believe, because we know that there's a lot of different wild-ass conspiracies, and some of them actually have truth in it. And I would never disrespect the dead, whether they're white or black. I wouldn't disrespect the dead to continue to keep saying that people who's losing their lives are just hoax. I mean, to me, that's just utter bullshit. I'm a soldier. I don't take credit or glee in children dying. I'm just not going to do that. That's not a victory for me. You feel me? So, so people are dying, and I believe that would be closer to the truth that when these things happen, there's a mechanism in place that will come and take advantage of that situation more so than this is a fabricated situation. And then even if we want to say, like, no, okay, there was more than one shooter and this is you still can't compensate for the real life that was taken. So either way,
exactly,
real life taken, and not only that, the reason I say this as well is because I've seen some of these hoax videos, and I've seen some of these hoax videos done on people who I knew personally who are not here no more. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some of these hoax videos about people who I actually met their family. You know what I'm saying? Like Alton Sterling. So I would dare somebody to go to their family and be like, oh, he ain't really dead. That was just some hoax to promote a race war. I would dare you to go to their family and say that shit. I'll take you to their family if you want to really say some silly shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop them when they go off on you either. So we got to quit playing these kind of games with people's loved ones and stuff. But I do believe that, when things like this happen, and there are people that have an agenda, and they're going to mobilize on that agenda. I do agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But so that does happen. But let's not keep disrespecting and running for these conspiracy theories, because not only is it disrespectful to the dead, but it also promotes the idea that really there's nothing we can do because everything's all so planned out and the Illuminati is just so great and magnificent. So that just means just give up. Okay, there's aliens under the ground, there's aliens in Mars, they're working with the government, all this crazy shit. What can you do about something like that? You can't do nothing. So, yeah, I think responsible gun ownership is important because you see how these country hillbilly kids and some of these white kids, they can shoot. You know what I'm saying? They know how to operate multiple different weapons. They get them like it's nothing. So, yeah, our people should be able to do that. Not because we're trying to look for a war, but just to be able to protect ourselves. I mean, you know what I'm saying? God forbid, even teach your ladies how to operate a weapon. If you're afraid to teach a woman to operate a weapon, then maybe you're abusing her and you shouldn't be with her in the first place. Because your woman should know how to operate a weapon for self-defense. You know what I'm saying? God forbid something happens when you're not around. You feel me? So responsible gun ownership is important. Responsible gun training is important. And let's just keep it real. They're not going to take all the guns off the street. There's as many weapons as there is people in the United States. Pretty damn close. You ain't taking those weapons. That will start a revolution in itself. That will start a civil war. Because the white boys are not giving up some weapons for the government. I can guarantee you that right now. They're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we need to have responsible gun ownership, responsible gun training. And, if you a felon or whatever, there are ways to restore your rights. You have to take care of your legal obligations and stuff like that. Or you can just go the route of just really applying actual constitutional law, which might be a process, but you know what I'm saying.
That actually made me think though. Like, if they wanted to, what if they said, okay, we're not going to take your guns away from you, but we'll stop selling them and we'll stop selling bullets.
If they do that, then you should study Germany. You should study other dictatorship governments and regimes that once they try to disarm the public, that's when they really go.
That's a misconception, though, bro. They didn't actually try to disarm the public. They actually made guns easy. No. In Germany, no, they didn't do any of that. Actually, they started making more straps, and they made it actually easier for the general population to get guns. They stopped Jews from getting guns.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification.
Oh, no doubt. I just happened to run across that the other day.
But we should study that because that's what's going on with us.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Then here you'd have to change the scenario. It'd have to be that they would have to be very overt about their intentions to only disarm black people.
Right. Like, at that point, you already know.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. At that case, when black people, absolutely see, it's absolutely no doubt that you are being targeted. It's more than likely going to happen to you. I have no doubt that it's going to be way more black people that's going to be like, fuck the law, because this is not fair. That's like worst case scenario shit. Yeah. Like when we pushed into a corner, I have no doubt about that. Like all bets are off. That's totally different. I don't know how.
What'd you say? I mean, well, if it gets to a point where they openly saying, you know what, we about to take all the niggas' guns, that's going to get people's attention.
Okay, if they're not openly,
and at that point, people that you're not thinking about going back to jail because that's going to happen at some point anyway. They're going to lock us all up.
Right.
It's different than when it's not that to that extreme for people. I feel what you're saying.
No, you don't. Because my response was associated with what you guys were talking about with Germany. So I was relating the scenario.
Okay. My bad. Players mess up too.
I was like, did I just miss a part of the conversation?
No, I just screwed up. It happens. I'm trying to do two things at once. You know I can't multitask. No.
Yeah, you can.
My bad. Go ahead, Queen.
Oh no, I was done. I was just saying you can multitask.
Oh. Actually,
I guess one thing you can also say is like if it comes down to a situation like that, see, sometimes we have allies that are not intentional allies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Or so some people who aren't really your allies, they'll open these doors for you, not because of you, but to undermine who they want to really undermine. So this is what you kind of see happening with the whole Russia situation, right? I mean, they're not really allies of Trump. They really did all that shit to undermine. So what I'm saying is, like, when if something like that happens, they're just like, oh, all niggas, you cannot have guns and whoop-de-whoop. I guarantee the Russians will get some guns up in this motherfucker. Not because they like us, but because they don't give a damn about undermining a government that broke up
the
their
Russians,
empire.
I think the Mexicans, I think the Japanese gonna do. I think a bunch of white folks here that's already in parts of routes that are jumping weapons here anyway are gonna do that. They're just gonna raise their prices.
Absolutely.
We not making the guns. They're coming from somewhere. So the dirty white men that's controlling all of that, they just gonna up their prices. They gonna keep doing it. That's where their money comes from.
Yeah. I can, like it's gonna be somebody out there. Yeah, you're right. They will, something that costs $1,200 now gonna cost $5,000. But if you got some bread, you can get it.
And then let's not forget that 3D printers exist now.
That's some crazy shit, man. I watched a little special on that. But I forget how much they said. I think they said it cost $250,000.
Ooh.
They got the pens. You can buy the pens that do it for $200. It's not like a whole pen like that, but it's.
Yeah, I don't think it's
maybe that just appeals to me for the artistic and the physics part of it, but.
Well, there's also the such thing, and these are legal as far as I know right now. They're called ghost guns, gun kits. They're legal, they're lawful. And I don't want to put you guys on the BIE, you know what I'm saying? But this is actually they're kits that you can buy for a few $100. You have to put them together yourself. So that's how they get around being illegal, and they get around being traceable with no serial numbers because they're just the parts that they send to you, and then you got to put them together yourself, or you can take them to a gun shop and they'll do it for $50.
That's crazy.
Learn something new.
That is crazy.
They're still legit. They're still lawfully legit.
Right. That's the point.
Man, that is that's ridiculous. Like that's the type of shit people talking about. It's like it ain't that people don't need their guns, at least from my standpoint, but that shit should not be legal.
Yeah, well, you know who's buying most of them.
We're not doing that job. Well, ain't no black lab sitting up putting together no ghost gun, and the law people haven't made notice of it and got it pulled off the market or something. It's not us doing it. You can't blame.
Most people that are taking advantage of those, and if you even ever seen any advertisements for them, you could tell exactly who they're catering to. You know what I'm saying? And it's not us.
Not us.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's like apparently I can put together a gun or buy the pieces to a gun quicker than I can buy some goddamn cough syrup. And I'm not doing no meth.
Right.
Just a regular ass person.
They let you go off the army and kill people and you can't drink.
That's right.
So, it's a lot of stuff that don't make sense.
Yeah, you got a point there, but still, some of the shit just seems to be common sense to me, and I don't understand. I guess from a rich white elite person's standpoint, the more damage we can do amongst each other, the better off for them. They get eat on the back end.
You got the NRA who gets a lot of their money from gun manufacturers, and they lobby politicians for certain laws to make sure that they stay on the books. Cool.
Like they put $30 million up for Trump. That's a lot of bread.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you think Trump is talking about arming teachers instead of taking their guns off the streets?
Because he's not crazy and he doesn't want to lose his contributions. Yeah, he
got
them out again.
He's already in debt to these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think he's really worried about the politicians here to keep it a stack. I know that's a whole other conversation, but I seriously don't think that he gives a shit about the politicians here. I think he is beholden to the Russian motherfuckers, and whatever they say, go. Now, they want some teacher to shoot some kid. You know how much fucking pandemonium that would cause? Because that teacher don't have the police to protect them for the rest of their life, like when a cop do it.
Right.
You know, and you got some of these white teachers out here, if they bold enough to call kids niggas in the classroom, knowing they're going to be filmed,
Right.
they bold enough to shoot a motherfucker. And then what? Because people going to be at their doorstep.
I'd like to know the stats on how many predominantly black schools have mass shootings, because I haven't seen one.
I haven't seen one either.
There aren't
I
any
mean, but
stats.
we also have we didn't have metal detectors in our schools for years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So maybe that's a solution. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Because, I don't think it's cool for children to be having guns in school. And I mean, God forbid, like, you know, one of my children or somebody I know who's a teacher or whatever have to be involved in a situation like that. I know that it would make them feel a certain way, and it might make them feel like, oh, we have to do something. Because you're going to want a solution. And if the only solution that you've been given is, we need to pass better gun control and take, you know what I'm saying? I can't fault them for thinking that. But, I mean, look, man, you call us animals, we ain't shooting up schools. You feel me?
Okay, but let me ask you this. Would getting rid of assault weapons be helpful? I know we did it before. Didn't seem to do that much as far as the rates are concerned. But it is more difficult with just some handguns. It ain't impossible, but it's more difficult to do especially as much damage as the dude did in Vegas.
Look, you gotta think of the mindset of a psychopath who will shoot multiple people really for no reason. I mean, that mind state is not going to be stopped by a legislation. They're going to find a way to get the weapon, period. You know what I'm saying?
A better question is,
I can't buy this weapon, so fuck it, I'm just not going to. If they're hard set on doing some mass murder shit, they're going to find a way to do it.
I mean, but, I hear that all the time, but I can't say that I've heard too many, 37 people got stabbed by one nigga.
Of course not.
Or that one dude hit 20 people in the head with the same rock.
They did in China last week.
Like Chris
11 people
get
died.
34 of them deserve the shit because they sat there and watched.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So and actually, and hold on before I go any further, I'm gonna get to you in a second. 4122. Let me bring Rome in the conversation for a second. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's good, man?
Oh, not much. Damn, man.
What's good, Alfie?
Hey, Ron.
What was I about to say? Messed up my whole train of thought, bro. You messed up my whole train of thought. Yeah, no, I'm just messing. Well, you did, but I'll live.
Ron didn't hear me speak to him.
He'll live. Damn, I hate when that happens. Anyway, we're not using AR-15s for anything except, and they right on that one. We're not using assault rifles for anything but just killing motherfuckers. That has you can't even justify that with hunting. If you're using the AR-15 to go hunting, you should stop hunting because you are horrible.
Right.
So there is no. What do we need that for? If they stop making them motherfuckers, at some point they'll phase out.
I mean, they should be focused on. Yeah, it is. If they're going to have some kind of compromise about gun control, then it would make sense to make it harder for the guns that people are actually using in the cars, not guns in general.
The thing about it is this: the law-abiding citizens, people who own guns, shouldn't have a problem, at least, with even more extensive background check as far as these people going to buy guns. I know people go to gun shows with no ID and walk out with AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. You know what I mean? So it's not like the whole gun control thing is. It's a joke because the people who pass the legislation are bought by the NRA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So exactly. The whole thing with gun control is about the people who's using it. You know what I mean? Guns, AR-15 don't shoot nobody by itself.
Should we even give a shit? before I get to 4122, should we even give a shit about what's going on in their schools?
Yep.
No, not in the school.
Yes, because it's not out of, I say yes because it's not out of the realm of possibility to wake up and it's another South Carolina incident where we have another mass shooter. You know what I mean? Another guy mowing down a group. You know what I mean? Next time it could be in our community. You know what I mean?
I feel that one.
Some of our children are at them schools.
I think we too busy trying to assimilate our children into a culture that's not been into an educational system that's not beneficial for our kids, but we're getting all the penalizations that non-black children do. What we should be doing instead of worrying about what they're doing in their public schools, especially ones with very low or no black attendance there, we need to be focused on what we can do to start establishing our own public schools.
Absolutely.
That's what we should
but
be doing.
You're right.
You know, everyone complains, but we work, but we don't have someone to do this or someone to do that. If this was a seed that we planted 20 years ago, we at least have something established where we can have some of our children out of these public school systems. Because I don't even have children, and I thought that was a disgusting thing that all those children that got shot and the ones that got murdered, there was one black child. But we focusing on an issue that none of our black children commit instead of issues that we really should be discussing that affect us.
I mean, well, a couple of things to that. There have been African-centered schools for more than 2 decades, so it's not like the seed hasn't been there. We just didn't water it.
We're not investing in them. We're not investing in them because we're okay. We're okay.
Wait a minute, hold on. But I understand that, and that's my point. We are not investing in them. But secondly, my thing is, you know, you kind of got to walk. That's one of them things you kind of got to walk in them shoes. Because it sounds easy to say, let's go ahead and start this school while I also got to work this job that pay $10 an hour and also got to work this other job that pay $8 an hour, and I got to put food on the table. It sounds easy, Queen, but practically speaking, for a lot of people, it's just not.
I don't think it sounds easy. That's why I said I know what people's reasons are, which is why we should have planted the seed 20 years ago that's what we should have been doing instead of making public school the norm. White curriculum public school, let me stop saying public school. White curriculum is the problem. It'd be different if we had a balance of European history as well as African history and not just European ways of learning math and science. But have y'all seen the new math that these children do? Some of this stuff is ridiculous. But instead of being culturally sensitive, we've been unwillingly, for the most part, assimilated into a culture that's not conducive to how we as black people normally learn.
I totally agree with you, but it is what it is. We here, we got to deal with it, you know. And math, math. I get what you're saying, generally speaking, but with only math, I don't. Math is just math. Like there's no cultural whatever to math.
Yeah, math is absolutely math is universal, but the techniques that you use to arrive at the different answers is not universal. There are absolutely different techniques that you can use to perform addition.
I'm pretty sure 2 plus 2 is 2 plus 2, no matter where you go. But I'm gonna tag you in some of these ridiculous videos that this new age math, these techniques that these kids are having to learn. It is ridiculous. I have seen
I've tried with my daughter. Yeah, I that shit was Spanish to me, bro. Like. I just gave up. Like I gave up on life. Like I tried to do with my daughter before.
But our parents did the same shit though. That shit was totally different.
You know what? All I want.
Let me get the 4122 before you go on another rant. Hold on 1 second. Let me get the 4122 right there. It was about to be a rant. I could smell it. Hold on 1 second.
It's gonna be 1 second.
What's good, fam?
Hi, how are you? I'm just enjoying the conversation. Keep going. I'm good. I'll wait.
Oh, okay. Well, that's funny, though. Well, if you want to get in, I'm going to mute you, but let me know, okay?
Well, I mean, I'll say my little piece here, however it goes. But
what you think,
as a black woman, As a black woman, I'm a gun owner. All my aunts, grandparents, great-grandparents have all owned handguns and rifles.
That's right.
The women as well as the men. So it's not unusual for us in our family to have. All of our neighbors had it. I grew up in the Northeast in Jersey, and it was not unusual for grandparents and great-grandparents and grandmothers and, you know, have a Glock in the glove compartment. It was normal. So
you been to Jersey lately?
Unfortunately, yes.
But you know,
that's cold, bro.
know,
You acting like Baltimore some type of utopia and shit.
Hey, look, bro. Hey, hold up, man. Listen, hold.
It's a mess. Northern Jersey is
Hey.
a mess, you know. Yes. But anyway,
Yeah, I ain't have room to talk.
Our family, you know, and everyone I grew up with. I'm a little bit older. But guns were normal. So were bow and arrows. So were swords.
Mm-hmm.
We learned all of that. You know, we had all of that.
But let me ask you this, Queen. You know, like this
sure.
I respect that and I understand that. But for today, do we need to change anything with respect to gun control? Do we need to change laws? Do we need to stop creating some of the, you know, just tell the manufacturers don't make this one?
Well, you know what? No. The reason I say that is because all the measures are put in place. It's whether people actually want to follow those measures. There are measures. If you have behavioral health issues, the behavioral health professional is supposed to put that in the database. That's on them to do. If you have a criminal record or you're a sex offender, that's supposed to be put in the database. All of that stuff exists. Now, if, you know, my brother is George, and I like him a lot. I think he, you know, we don't want to mess him up because, see, not only does it go into the database and prevent you from buying a gun, it also prevents you from having certain jobs. Okay? It's all tied in. So if you put
it kind of should, though, right?
I'm with you, but this is why it's not working, because they know, and I'm going to say they in parentheses, whoever they are, they know if they put it in, they have the potential of ruining their friend's ability to earn a living.
Okay.
But the thing is, we had one here in the state of Texas where the guy, he shot up a church, I think, down here in Texas about 2 months ago, something along those lines. Well, it came out that not only did he have abuse charges, he had sexual assault charges, he was military, prior military. Nobody put it in the system. That's how he was able to purchase the weapon.
Right.
Okay? So that's the problem. Because the system isn't in fact, you can do all of this stuff, but the tools are there. And folks just don't feel like doing it. And so it's an administration. It's an administration. It's administration. Yeah, because most states, you know, when I got my conceal, I mean, my background went behavior health. It went FBI. It went all over the place. I was clear. I'm good.
Yeah, it's state legislation.
That's the way it works. But that's how it works. And so I'm listening to these folks, and I'm going, no, you all are just not doing your job. You're not doing what you're supposed to do.
I mean, that sounds good, and I don't think that on every one it is a lack of somebody doing it. Maybe that is just the culture in this country.
But
the
you know what?
If you do notice,
though, if you do notice, when it's a school shooting, the first thing they try to do is dig together a mental health defense, and they usually dig up something. Oh, you know, this kid was on this medicine. This kid was seeing, you know, a therapist, or, you know, had a caseworker or whatever. So she's right. If administration had been properly entering this stuff into databases, into servers, so people know at school, no, this is a child with a mental health issue. So when FBI follows something on Instagram, okay, this is a child with a history, with a mental health record, they can take that more seriously. But she's right, because when you don't put the information in, when the social, worker or the nurse or the, whoever doesn't put it in, that child slips through the cracks without, with still having mental health issues.
Exactly. This person, I'm not going to label him a child, in Florida, the teachers knew, the students knew, and the FBI knew. They did nothing. However, they just had their first arrest on black extremists. Okay, you got to pick and choose which one you're going to do. That's why I'm saying it's administrative. They'll do what they want as they want. So this kid, everybody knew. Everybody knew he was burning himself up. Sandy Hook, people knew. When you start looking at them, a lot of people knew already. They knew they were outcasts. They knew they were having problems, but nobody did anything. And then you got black identity extremists. Boom, we got an arrest. What? So, yeah, it is on them. Yeah, I'm just like, it's administrative. And it just goes to show you that pigmentation will be the target. It's just going to be that way. So, no, don't take anything. Don't take anything. Because folks will hear about the Florida child. Well, he's not even Caucasian. I said, hello, he was adopted by a Hispanic family. Oh, yeah, read. Because I like to look.
No, they don't.
He was adopted. Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He's definitely one of them, So it's like they weren't going to do anything, too rash. But it's crazy because they let it happen. In my mind and heart, they let that happen. You have all
they did. They jumped the ball.
Things. So, he was killing.
Well, that wouldn't be dropping the ball, though, Queen.
It is dropping the ball.
The FBI dropped the ball. His case manager dropped the ball. His teachers dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. His foster parents dropped the ball.
They just didn't give a shit. I mean, at
That's
that point, it's just like a whole bunch of people just not giving a shit. They're just trying to get to their day. But hold on one second, Queen. Hold on one second, because I got to do this. You are tuned in to My Skin Is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio and YouTube and Twitter. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. Got you.
You know what? You tried to change it up on me, so I sounded silly when I tried to repeat it. You ain't slick. On Twitter, on Facebook. I'm gonna get it.
I read an article about Trump.
Hold on one second, Ron, because somebody got a lot of noise in their background, and I do got another caller in the queue I need to get to too. I don't want to keep 47270 on hold for too long. So I just wanted to put that out there. What you say, bro?
I was saying I read an article. I want to say a couple months back where Trump proposed a making state gun permits nationalizing them, basically similar to a driver's license. You know what I mean? But even with that, like the whole thing, it's always going to be holes in the system. I don't think it's ever going to be flawless. But I do think that it's more that can be done, to make it more extensive for people as far as purchasing weapons. Like I own guns, you know what I mean? But I gotta go through hell, you know what I mean? To they pulling up all the rest that I had, you know what I mean, in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? Just to purchase a gun. So, you know what I mean? They could pull your stuff up and see you owe child support, but I don't understand how they miss all these holes, you know what I mean, with these people with mental issues that have a history of violence, anything like that. Where I live, if you have any type of domestic charges, you can't buy a gun.
Man, can we get a moratorium on saying that these people got mental issues, though? Can we stop it? I am not buying into that shit.
I mean, it's a lot more people that's not diagnosed with mental issues. That's real.
But if it's
not
there,
everybody.
It's not everybody. They always trying to build a case. But this last one here, when I saw that first, I'm like, they're trying to build him in an insanity defense. But the dude had a psychotherapist and a case manager and was being medicated, as a psychotherapist. I really can't say they fashioned all that together. But it hasn't been that many in my time of being an adult paying attention to this kind of stuff where the children did have some kind of mental health issue. It seems like they always try to fashion them up on him. But
always.
But when But you know, we don't get that same courtesy. If you have a black child that did something outrageous, never do that, but did something outrageous, it's always an adult.
Yeah.
You know, they always get portrayed to be an adult. And forget, you know, the fact that they was beat till they was 5, went to 10 different foster, you know, homes, you know, forget all of the socioeconomic conditions behind the black case. It's like, you know, that black man did such and such, and we not going to
that goes without saying. We already, unfortunately, but we already know that. I do want to get to 4727. And Queen, are you still there, 4122?
I am still here, yes.
Okay, I'm going to mute you just for a second. I'm going to get to 4727, and we're going to try to get back to you in a minute, okay? But we definitely appreciate your time and your wisdom. I'm what?
He hates the girl power.
Oh, man, stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. I just try to,
You're trying to mute the ladies. You can't take it. It's okay.
Stop it. I don't even know who this is. So, 4727, what's good, fam?
Ain't nothing, man. What's good with you?
Same stuff, different day, bro.
Peace to everybody on the line. Yeah, man. This is not a simple topic. Like, there's a whole lot of moving parts to it. So I'm gonna try to, be fast. But no, we can't sit this out and not discuss it or not be involved, because if we're being, 100, if they come up with some raggedy policy on this, most likely you're talking about longer sentencing and some type of harsh blowback for gun possession charges and things like that. And if we know anything about American history, we know what group will be targeted with that, with the idea of saying they cleaned it up. So I think we're wrong if we say we shouldn't be involved. Second part, this country is a violent country. It was built on violence and maintained on violence. If we look at 42% of GDP goes to the Department of Defense. That means what? Gun manufacturing and all other type of weapons manufacturing. So you're always creating a new generation of weaponry and, ideas for weapons. So you're going to sell it. So this whole, little dog and pony show they're doing now, where they're acting like they're going to reform it, man, please. They don't have the wherewithal or the money to push them on guns too much. And then this country doesn't want to invest with the idea of mental health, because you start talking about how much it would cost to even address that. And without the pharmaceutical companies and actually addressing it, you'll see people start balking at it and not wanting to be involved. So they don't really have options on trying to fix this. Their whole thing is, to a degree, they're good with this happening sporadically. As long as these don't happen too close together, they'll throw out some, piecemeal legislation, act like everything is fixed, and we'll continue on until we have the next event. But there is no easy fix on this, because people, no matter what, they want to be able to defend themselves, and they also look at guns as America, fear is kind of ingrained within the society, especially the middle and upper classes of America. I guess you could throw working class in too. So people are always worried about the dude who's coming to get them, or around the corner, or the guy that's going to rob them. So with that, the gun culture here flourishes, man. It is not going to be pushed back because some kids got killed and, they want to talk about it or advocate for it. Funny to watch, people like Oprah donate money to these crying kids, and told the black children a few years back that, well, you guys don't have a clear platform, and I don't know who the leadership is. So they wouldn't donate to them, but they're donating to this. So that's funny to watch. But, yeah, man, there is not going to be a quick fix for this. And the same way that Obama didn't address it, Trump is not going to address it to a degree. And the NRA
didn't he ban assault rifles, though? Obama.
Well, even in doing that, that doesn't actually change everything, because now, okay, the person who wants to do harm to people goes in with 245 or 29s or whatever they can get their hands on. So the issue, like guns,
but that's not the same, though, bro.
But no matter what,
we're
still talking about the American psyche. You know what I mean? Where you got so many either fragile people or people who want to just watch the world burn. And when you got a capitalist system with all the inequality we have in America, to where you're breaking families and you're breaking people's whole spirit just trying to live their day-to-day, there are going to be some people who snap out. Now, of course, they're concerned now because the people look like them.
Well, yeah, that's definitely true right there. That's absolutely true. But like, we can't say that, you know, like it's way easier to do damage with an AR-15, an AK-47, and a couple of clips than it is to do damage with any two handguns.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is if you did put that in place, you can try
anything you're gonna try, it's gonna.
Would that stop this from happening?
Anything short of something extremely harsh is not. You know, anything, like I said earlier, you know, anything short of them stopping production is just not, you know. And even then, if you stop production, like, how long are these guns going to be in circulation? How many generations they're going to hold on to that AK?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and this is some American shit. We like to treat symptoms, not disease. So you treat the symptoms, and then the problem is still there. So now the person just has to be more creative in what they do. So they create a Molotov cocktail, or they
even the
figure out how to
senators literally got shot, and they didn't change any laws.
Exactly.
No, there's nobody bigger than that money. That's big business. That's really big business, man, with guns. They're not giving that money up to nobody.
How deep are you in somebody's pocket that you literally take a bullet and be like, I'm cool?
Wait a minute. But think about how much money they made over the past 8 years when they were scaring the hell out of those people, telling them, Obama's going to come take your guns. So the sales went through the roof, and they've been making money hand over fist. They turn around and use that money to lobby in Washington to make sure things don't change. Marco Rubio was telling grieving kids to their face, yes, I'm going to keep taking that NRA money. And, like, that's what it is, bro.
He was flat out about that shit. You know, but I just don't, you know, on some fantasy island shit, I would love for it to change. Do I honestly, and definitely not with this genius in the White House, nothing is going to change. But honestly speaking, I don't think if it was all Democrats in the White House, the Senate and the House of Representatives, it wouldn't make a damn difference.
Yeah, 2010,
like everybody
Obama
is on the take.
All chambers of power, they did nothing about it but talk and keep it moving. No legislation. And look, man, yesterday was the anniversary of the passing of or the assassination of the great Malcolm X. And to quote him, sometimes it's the chicken coming home to roost. This is a violent society.
Absolutely.
So I mean, what? We're gonna lie about it?
Well, that's pretty much what they've been doing.
Yeah, America reap what they sow, bro. Like, I mean, I don't feel bad. I mean, I do feel bad because, you know, any type of loss of life. But when I look at the whole, I don't know about y'all, but I think some of this stuff is staged. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't real big on conspiracy theory dude, man. But this shit out of hand. Like the Vegas joint, then there's gonna be another one. It was just another one today, wasn't it?
Yeah,
in
man.
Kentucky.
Look, this
serious?
stage stuff.
It was another one today in Kentucky.
YouTube. Yeah, but hold on, bro. This stage stuff is a product of YouTube and all of this, where we get these conspiracy theories and run with them. Let's take that idea and say it's true. Why? What would they have to gain for the gun manufacturers to be under pressure, for politicians to be under pressure by staging this event? They stage events to go to war. They don't stage events to have domestic problems that they don't want to actually talk about. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not in there.
No, it's bigger than a domestic problem.
Yeah,
but the school shooting translates into national gun control, which translates into the government being more powerful than the citizens for whatever direction that they want to take the country into.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to remember right now,
these people are dependent on those gun manufacturers for money. So why would they do something to put those people's whole livelihood at risk? Not to mention the Department of Defense, which all of them eat out of. They don't want to.
The Department of Defense, that's all they would do. They would just take their money through the Department of Defense.
And it just don't play out. It just don't play out in a way that makes sense. Would they lie about weapons of mass destruction to go to war? Yes, that makes them money. Would they lie about something that causes them to lose money? No.
I mean, I
don't think it's causing
guarantee
them
you.
lose money, though. I don't think they're losing money.
I don't understand what's causing them to
Wait,
lose money.
hold on one second. I guarantee you that they will absolutely make money, even if they decided to ban every gun in this country. First off, somebody got to get rid of them motherfuckers. Secondly, they got to do some studies on how they're going to get rid of all of these guns legally and ethically without, quote-unquote, damaging the environment. And then those gun manufacturers are all of a sudden going to start making little parts for tanks and shit like that. They're not going to stop making their money.
They already do that.
They'll
That's what
just
I'm
do it
saying.
in a different
Those
way.
are contracts they already have. Y'all are bringing up a situation that's actually putting their livelihood in danger, as opposed to things just going as they go. They don't want to talk about gun legislation at all. So every day that's on the news, for them, that's a loss. They got to spend money on PR to make sure they get their message out. Like, they don't want any of this.
But I think you're missing the point that those contracts are done with the military, and the military absolutely wants to be stronger than the citizens. So why would they be losing
Wait a minute. Do we think citizens are stronger than the military?
Let me finish my thought. Why would the military be losing by rounding up weapons for the citizens? That gives them more control over the citizens. It doesn't stop their manufacturing contracts with weapons manufacturers. The U.S. government is absolutely going to find some kind of way to use weaponry. And if they can have more control in their hands instead of with the citizens.
Like this. Every government on this earth has a monopoly on violence in their country. So, no, there's no citizen stronger than the military in any country.
No.
And damn sure not here. Some of these right-wing dudes who be on YouTube talking about they're going to go against the government, man, it'll look like Waco. That's what it'll look like.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. If Trump got us in a position where we started going to war with North Korea, and North Korea is getting along with South Korea, and South Korea is getting along with North Korea, and their citizens over there are ready and willing to die for their government. What do you think you're going to get over here with American culture where we're for individual independence and hate the draft, had all of these movements when they were thinking about and trying to instate the draft? You really think that you got military people here, but do you really think the majority of the citizens here, the men here, are going to say, okay, I'm going to go and fight for in this Korean war? You think that people are going to do that instead of wanting to protect themselves and not go? Don't you think the military would have an easier time instituting a draft or forcing people to fight for the country if the citizens didn't have manpower?
Well, I would make the argument that the reason we don't have the draft anymore is because that caused these big anti-war movements for the Vietnam War that they don't want to deal with. So we have a volunteer, so-called mercenary army instead. You bring back the draft, you're actually getting your citizens to be more involved, and that's something that they don't want. Now, as far as Korea, North and South Korea are getting along right now because that money from the Olympics was coming through. So they wanted some of that money, so they sat down, made a deal.
You don't know that. You don't know that.
Better.
It could just be that they hate America. It could be they tired of American shit.
I actually do. As far as us going to war with North Korea, China would get rid of whoever was running North Korea at the time before that would happen. China's not going to allow us to have another I guess you could say, foothold over there right next to them. Not to mention a war, they don't want the refugees from North Korea running into China. So that's going to be a conversation between China and America.
Do you think America is leaving it up to China to make sure that they can talk all the shit they want to and no one else does anything?
Nobody cares about little Un talking all that crazy stuff that he can't really do. Like, they're not a world power that can really hurt the United States.
You're speculating. You're
speculating.
You are. Unless you got
what we're going to do is we're going to get off of China and North Korea and all of those other countries and get back to here because this is where we at as far as gun control.
But the point I was trying to make is there a reason why they would want to do things in schools? I mean, it's not like the government does conspiracies that have one part to it. I mean,
I get what you're saying, Queen, and I agree with that. That definitely is. I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I would tend to agree with that more so. But I can't dismiss what the dude is saying either. You know, like he had a couple of valid points in there.
Just look into North Korea, China, and U.S. relations over the past 30 years. And you'll pick up on how this usually runs. They get aid from us, and if they don't get it, then they start their either new program or they start threatening South Korea and Japan until they get the aid. Like, this has always been the policy. Normally, we just sign up, give them the aid, and tell them to shut up. And we also threaten them a bit. Obama was flying bombers from Guam over their country, which is why they threatened to bomb Guam. But look up Democracy Now! They cover it well. The Intercept, they cover it well. There's a lot of information out there about this stuff. I'm not pulling this out of my ass.
Actually, I kind of know that stuff. Actually,
Yeah.
I kind of I kind of be into the little geo world politics. Is it geopolitics? So so that's what I'm saying. Like there's some things that I can't argue with. But and I forgot to tell people, man, I'm the only person in this YouTube. I don't even, I don't know if that's me watching or that's one other person. So show the YouTube some love. My skin is my sin. God damn it. I'm over here by myself, struggling.
Right.
That's not a good look.
Yo, the thing is, the thing you tell about it now is, like, going forward, like, I don't think nothing's going to change. I think it's only going to get worse. Like, just being all the way real, like, it's nothing that they can pass in legislation that's going to, it'd be different if the government was ran different. Like, in Australia went, like, I want to say, like, 30-some-odd years out of mass shooting. I might be, don't quote me on that, but
yeah,
I think
that's about right.
Yeah, they had a mass shooting, and their legislation is ran different. Their government's ran totally different, opposed to ours. But their solution worked. They get stabbed. What happened to slingshots and shit? You know what I'm saying? You don't need to run around with slingshots, bro. Like, we might have to go back to that or something. I don't know, man. Like, like.
Ain't nobody going back to no slingshot, man. And when was this, bro? You talking about like biblical times or some shit? Like we may have had slingshots growing up, but that was just to be doing something. That wasn't. We needed a damn slingshot.
Even like, they basically said bring muskets back. You bring muskets back, you gotta load up. It take you too long to load up, and you even really want to kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, that'll stop all them gas station robberies, though. Like, ain't nobody running up in the gas station with a musket. You got one shot, bro. No, I'll try you. And it must be accurate.
Right. Just buckshot. They can just go everywhere. They're like a shotgun. But
right. But
even the duel,
like Australia don't have the same return. When you think about how many weapons we sell, as far as these think about that last one Trump did with Saudi Arabia. I want to say it was $800 billion. There was another one with Israel that was, tripled, ridiculous digits too. So they have an incentive not only to keep pushing them out there, but to keep innovating, because they sold you last generation. Now they got to sell you the next generation because your enemy has the last one. So gun manufacturing and arms sales, that's bigger than dope, you might as well say. So they're not going to slow that down. Like that's what this comes down to at a certain point, man. Way too much money and power.
Another thing that I don't even think that we touched on is that actually I would bet that these school shootings actually spike gun sales as opposed to them losing money.
I agree.
Well, the fear of them
because that's
laws
increasing the fear and the panic throughout the country.
It's nothing more American.
They might change the laws, so they're gonna go buy guns.
Right.
Like
there's nothing more American than.
Guys, there's this video you can look up on YouTube, and I can't even think of the name of it, but it's a short clip that shows you about how 10, 15 countries around the world handle mass shootings and other traumas like that. And you'll see that all of the rest of the countries, they try not to panic the citizens. It's not on every channel. They're not loud and boisterous when they try to report it. And it's like in America, they show the people running. They show all the cop cars. They do the helicopter and all those things. And it's drastically different in other countries. So I think America absolutely runs its citizens on a culture of fear.
White fear runs the country.
Like if they put their picture up there, we make the name infamous. Like, why the hell are we constantly looking at this dude's face that did this shit? Why are you making this dude famous, giving him what he wanted afterwards? That makes no sense. So, yeah, the sister's right. That's crazy as hell that we do that.
Yeah,
that is crazy as hell.
This is all ran This is all ran off the fear of white people though. Like white fear changes everything. Like as far as the gun sales, you know what I mean? Like you got paranoid white people. You know what I'm saying? It changes everything.
Because I realize that we have had more gun-related deaths in this country than we have had in every war since 1775 combined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I also want to get on. I'm gonna bring the Queen back in because I told her I would. I'm feeling
it took
some
a
type
long
of way.
time to load the musket, so.
That actually would be that's gun control right there. Fuck it, you can have as many muskets as you want. Like how many muskets can a nigga carry?
Them bitches take a long time, and that blowback is incredible, and your hand gonna be sore after like 5 shots.
Right.
You need a rest.
And you better hope it work right. But let me get 4122 back in on the line. And before that, Trump brought up teachers with guns. Did we talk about that?
I did.
Yeah.
Did we?
Bad idea.
Yeah, I mentioned it in the beginning when I did the introduction.
Yeah, you did. That was
if it was a solution.
I can see some teachers saying that kid scared me. I feared for my life. I had
absolutely.
Exactly. Matter of fact, we did talk about that because I did bring that up.
The only thing I can suggest would be have an officer on top of an armed security guard in every school. That can be done.
I mean, that's already in a lot of schools, and that shit don't exactly go right. But then again, that's when it's us. Hold on, let me bring 4122 in right quick. All right, Queen, we got you back on.
Hi. I was just sitting here cracking up. Y'all are hilarious. But anyway.
Hey, he's back.
Okay. All right.
And the thing about America is America's like the drunk ass uncle who's trying to lecture you about smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Like the hypocrisy.
I gotta use that if you don't mind.
Real talk. It is. It's you don't want to acknowledge like, bro, you got a 22 ounce of steel at 5 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? But you want to lecture me about not going to school. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that is true.
You don't want to acknowledge anything that you've done or that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But you're in no position to tell anyone about. As far as anything with guns go, like it's written in American history. This is just another page. This is just another page in the book, man.
It is. Oh, and I know I've been kind of slipping on giving the number out. If you have a question or a comment, because we only got like a half an hour left. Damn. The number is 347-855-8692. I didn't do any shout-outs to our black-owned businesses. Let me get that out the way, too. Shout-out to blackspot.com. That's BLAQ spot.com. That is a social media site for us and by us. They also got all the capabilities, including going live, that Facebook does. So show them a little love. Damn, Rome, your call dropped. I think he at work. He might have had to go. So salute to our manager, Rome. If you got any questions or inquiries, hit him up at goonstogods@gmail.com. Don't forget, if you see a post, to share the post. And we might we might have a couple of things in store for you coming up soon. In a couple of weeks, we got the king that directed State Property on the show, so that should be pretty phenomenal. We got a couple of people we've been talking to, and a couple of things. So we'll kind of keep you updated as we grow. We'll let you know. So yeah, back to the I agree. Like to me, it's looking like they just want more people killing us because disproportionately, we know it's going to be accidental shootings in the schools. It's going to be some teacher that didn't like some kid, and this kid just happened to be Mike Brown size, and she was scared for her life, or he was scared for his life, and they go home and eat. But the difference is that they don't have the backing of the police for the rest of their life. They go back to being Joe Blow citizen, and that's totally different than you being a cop and getting off with it. Well, I would think it is. Judging by Zimmerman, it may not be.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's just one of those topics, man. That there really is no. I don't know if there's an answer.
I don't think it's a lot to say because I don't think it's the citizens that there's something that can be adjusted with us. It's like the sister says, there are already protocols in place. Like there's so much. Like I don't think it's us. I think it's the root of the problem, not the the end. It's the root. So it needs to start with these guns being manufactured and getting into the country. That's where it needs to start. And when the system is adjusted, then the people at the end can be adjusted. You don't adjust the people with a corrupt system or a broken system or insufficient, ineffective system. So I think, when the people stop letting the government run everything and make all the decisions, and actually take our citizens' powers back and demand some change and some answers instead of waiting on the government to do it, I don't think that there's going to be an effective solution. And anything that they try to implement, I think we're going to get the brunt of the consequences before anybody else does. Because, the trickle down gets to us last. So.
You are absolutely right. And that was so eloquently stated. Sit on your shit today, Queen.
I know, right?
I know. You're going to see a nice fat raise in your paycheck.
Oh, man. All those other zeros behind the period.
I'm going to have extra 3 zeros because you've been great.
Oh, wow.
If I had it though, Queen. If I had it though. And you know what? We still got a half an hour to go, and we have not played any Brick the Foundation. Y'all down for a song right quick? Just because we can? Sure? No? Maybe? Anybody? All right.
Go ahead.
Can I say one thing before you go to the song?
Go ahead, King.
They always tell us that being a police officer after a shooting is the hardest job ever, the toughest decisions you got to make and all this, and these people are heroes and all that. And then they're going to turn around with the same mouth and tell us, well, we should just give guns to teachers. So wait a minute, y'all just told us it's the hardest job on earth. Now you're just going to give a teacher those same type of police powers? Like
that's the real shit right there.
When everything has to, be broken down.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is that's classic right there. I might have to make a commercial out of that one. So hold on, we're gonna get the powerful right quick because that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, heart is beating faster, slowly faster than master. On my body, only me, I'm the master. I'm pumping up like a rubber duck, and I'm elevating like a powerful ladder. This is my avatar state, triggered by the sun's rays. Melanation in the blaze, melanated for the blaze. Melanation, elevation, me raise elements. See beside me, that's the elephant. Spirit guide me. No one let the system here to find me. Man, I won't let these people here to fight me. Building well, just like gasoline. Spirit powerful like Hannibal. I got my patience building up my nation. I hope my victor's understandable. Woo. It's the war call, we the people, handle when it's war, dog. Man, I'm probably no glam when I lock it so grand I could take on the world. Are you short, dog? I just feel untouchable, so untouchable. Toiling planets, man, spirit functional. These sheep are gullible, creating dysfunctional. Man, I'm here, I know the system destructible. Feel the power, ain't no time for deductibles. With my family, I'm a god on the regular. This is peace, on the beat, feel the heat, getting powerful energy. On the beat, like a slap on the back to beware of attack. We eager, man, ain't no time for relaxing. Family with me, man, we building a faction. Powerful, 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 powerful.
My people got me charged, I feel so powerful. Keep nothing but that medicated sage, it's so powerful. Trying to bring a message to the people, that's so powerful. To sum it all up, if you ask me how I feel so powerful. My people got me charged, I feel so powerful. Keep nothing but that medicated sage, it's so powerful. Trying to bring a message to the people, that's so powerful. To sum it all up, if you ask me how I feel so powerful. Souls down, if you know me, ain't no turning back. No retreat, no surrender, we ain't heard of it. This is revolution for the millions of the murder blacks. From the slave master to the pigs that's beating murder rats. Right fist up in the sky, they ask me how I feel. I'm feeling super powerful, let's keep it real. If you ain't getting charged up by this right here, then you ain't really bout it, time to disappear. Listen sitting here as I board these planes. You can see they face. The black woman, the goddess on my shoulder strap. I love my race. Woo! Carbon base, melanated, swear I feel so great. They need our presence in their city. Well, we on the way. Wait, what, like Christmas gifts? Yeah, okay, hop on the sleigh. I'll be on this mission to make a change. I tell them on delay. And the time's now. Brainstorming my mind clouds. No heart system controls mine. Guess that's why I got my own style. There's a monsoon in my mental. Typhoon when I talk to y'all. Black tycoon, yeah, I walk with God. Self-worth is at a multi-billion-dollar level. So what's the odds of me actually making a difference? I can record it, but what are y'all listening? Totally missing it, won't comprehend it. In this booth rocking, I hope that they feel it. Reclaiming our frequency, touching their spirit. They can feel it all in their soul. I'm feeling my shrine is made of pure gold. What up, Damani? I passing the torch and the world on fire. Sit back, watch the glow. Take a ride on the spaceship. I ozone. It's all real over here, no clones. Come on. My people got me charged, I feel so powerful. Keep nothing but that medicated sage, it's so powerful. Trying to bring a message to the people that's so powerful. To sum it all up, if you ask me how I feel so powerful. My people got me charged, I feel so powerful. Keep nothing but that medicated sage, it's so powerful. Trying to bring a message to the people that's so powerful. To sum it all up, if you ask me how I feel so powerful.
That's what's up, man. Well, you know, I played that well because I can. And it's Brick the Foundation. If you ain't got that CD, you need to go to www.itsmebrick.com and cop that. Oh, and don't forget to cop Afi's playing cards. They are dope. You want to tell them what the website, Afi?
Oh, yeah. You can go to Facebook to Melanated Greats Playing Cards, or you can type in at Melanated Greats PC. All one word, or you can actually just inbox me, Afi, AFISAESP. They are a traditional deck of 54 playing cards depicting some of our greatest leaders, heroes, and revolutionaries in the style of mini oil paintings. And they're $25, so you can definitely go and, use cards.
It would have helped if you shared the YouTube video, the live stream. That would have helped.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, man, I'm still the only person over here. And the queen hung up on us. Oh, she called back. See, I was about to go in too. 4122, what's good, Queen?
My mind is short.
I'm here.
You was about to be the scapegoat of all scapegoats. I was like, see, she done hung up. She didn't want to be bothered with us.
My copy. I purchased my set of cards from the Queen, so I'm supporting.
Oh yeah,
okay?
Thank you.
That's
Look
right.
at that.
That's right.
I know I like her.
Absolutely.
I was like, I just like her energy. I knew it.
Absolutely.
That is pretty dope. That's
I be on the fence now. I be on the fence when people come on for the first couple of minutes. I'd be like, I don't know about this person. I immediately liked her. She came on just sunshine, laughing and giggling. I was like, yes, girl power.
Queen, you and I have been friends on Facebook for quite some time.
Oh, okay.
What's your name then, Queen? If
My
you don't
name
mind
on
telling us.
K Mac. It is K Mac.
Oh, what's good, Queen?
She be dropping that time too. She dropping that knowledge too. She did put in the group that she was going to call in. So look at that.
I sure did. Kept my word.
All right. And kept your word too. I can't. Well, is there any product or anything that you're doing that you would like to let the people know about?
I'm still working on mine right now. I mean, I do a little bit of graphics design, things of that nature, and I'm working on some skincare products, but not ready yet. Working on it.
Okay. I feel that. Damn, it was something else. Because I got another one of these.
Can you tell her about the Black Business Buzz when she's ready to present her products to the community?
Oh, I could do that. Basically, once a month, what we do is the show is just dedicated to our Black businesses. and you got at least 60 seconds to call up and promote whatever product or service that you offer. We don't charge you nothing like that, you know. That's about it.
Okay.
It's pretty simple.
Appreciate it.
You know, we try to do our little things to help, you know, to get people on, you know, not that we on at all or anything, but if we can get one person to buy something from you, that's dope.
Absolutely. I agree.
You know, so
got to start somewhere. Mm-hmm.
And I've really been thinking about bringing the Conscious Olympics back. I know I've been frustrated, but I've been really thinking about it. And then Chester gave me like 60 dope-ass questions that I've just been sitting on for like 2 months because I was frustrated. So we might have to do that. And let me, since we got about 20 minutes, and if you're just now tuning into the show, pretty much I don't think any of us are opposed to some, you know, increases in the background checks and things of that nature. I don't think that I think it's been pretty much a consensus that really getting rid of assault rifles is not really going to solve the problem. It's not really too many fixes to it to keep it a stack. You know, and the one thing that that at least was plausible was them just not them basically stop making a particular type of weapon. Oh! The one thing that actually made the most motherfucking sense was everybody get muskets. I know this shit sounds silly, but I'm telling you, like even the playing field, everybody got a musket. You know, all this crazy shit would stop. And for those people, it's well, if you want to kill a whole bunch of people, you tell me the last time you heard somebody kill a whole bunch of people and didn't use a gun. That wasn't in an actual war. It's not like somebody going on a butter knife rampage. It's not like somebody is killing 50 people with an axe. That's not happening. Yeah. Like that part of the argument just makes no sense to me. You know. And then they bring up shit like, okay, well, Timothy McVeigh didn't you? Okay, yeah, bro. That's like that was one person out of how many million people that have existed since he did that shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And if they did decide to, go after these automatic type weapons, it's going to impact a lot because there are handguns that can actually do exactly what those rifles do. That's what people don't realize. It's not just a rifle. You got handguns that can do that. And they have special clips. It's really easy to do. I mean, I own one myself, and I thought it was a mini AK-47. Oh, no, that's a handgun. I busted up laughing. I was like, are you serious? And gun owner, gun shop was like, yeah. Okay. So it's not just going to be that automatic rifle-looking weapon, but you've got handguns that do the exact same thing. You just need that extended clip, like I said, and you're off to the races. So that means you got to not only gauge, the rifles, but now you're going to gauge people's handguns. That's why they're not going to do it, because it's more than just that. Those things that fire automatic. It's not just a rifle. You got a lot of pieces that do that. And simple modifications can turn anything from semi to automatic. Real easy.
Now, that type of shit should be illegal to buy over the internet.
Yeah. It depends on what state you're in. Like, for instance, California a good friend of mine at the time, she had just purchased an AK-47. They told her, it's illegal now, the very next day after she purchased it. So she had to bring it in and have it modified so it couldn't do full automatic. I was like, wow, that's kind of crazy. But the handgun, certain Glocks and things of that nature that can do that, they haven't said a word about. So I don't
basically,
know. I just don't know.
You can get it if you want it, period. Like,
if you want it, period. Just like they do now. Right.
Well, And we've yet to get anybody to come up with anything that would actually. Well, I mean, to keep it a stack, I don't think they're gonna do shit anyway. Like I said earlier, they got shot themselves and didn't do anything. You think they give a shit about your kid? They don't.
Right. And you have you would have to ask, how did these kids get the weapons?
Right.
You know, how did they get the weapons? You know, if they're that young. Which Columbine, they had mom and dad's credit card and they were just charging up stuff. Okay. Why? I'm a black parent. My kid had my credit card. I'm going in. You making purchases on my stuff. That's not going to happen. But, you know, you've got these kids who are able to go out and buy different compounds when put together, create bombs.
I mean, and you know what? They need to start charging these parents when these kids do this shit.
Yes,
in the same way, like
thing.
when our kids let one of our kids skip school 10 times in a row, they will try to throw your mama in jail.
Right, but if you
but your kid can go shoot up the whole goddamn school and nothing happened to you.
Right. If you ever notice, when it comes down to that question, how did they get the weapon? It goes silent.
Mm-hmm.
It goes straight silent. Because we know how they got the weapon. They got it from mommy and daddy. And that might be another reform. You know, that would be a great one. That you, as the parent, are held responsible for your child, you know, shooting up schools. Because none of these parents are being held. And they say, well, you know, if our child dies in that's payment enough. Nah, your kid took out 17 people with your weapon. And that's a question
but you know
that we should be asking. Who did those weapons belong to?
In this current case, even though he's an adult, he's staying with foster parents. He's staying with foster parents and still in high school. And they let him have those weapons, and their only stipulation was we get the key to the gun safe. No one bothered to go with him to make sure he didn't get 2 keys. I'm not sure what you get that has a lock on it that only comes with 1 key.
Knowing that, why aren't they being charged?
Come with 2 little keys. They're not getting charged because I think what they're. Well, I can't even say that because everyone wants to say that he's a boy. So I'm not exactly sure. I think we're just gonna have to let it play out and see. But
I mean, shit, who cares? Boy, man, whatever you want to label him as, you have already admitted that you yourself were aware that he quote unquote had a mental issue. If in fact that is the case, you were derelict. You were criminally negligent in allowing him any contact with any firearm under any circumstances.
That's with the people that were supposed to check out.
Hold on, I can only hear one person at a time.
Go ahead, sister.
I was just going to say that, you know, that would be true, but I think the bigger issue is if they're going to try to make lie with whomever sold him the weapons because, you know, he's 19. He went in there with an ID, and they didn't do the proper checks to make sure that he was eligible for those weapons. So even though he has some guardians, you know, he's of age. So I think if they're going to do anything, they're going to try to, you know, lay it at the feet of, you know, whatever store.
Again, that is the same thing as giving somebody the key, allowing somebody to drive home that you know is drunk. Like if the bartender knows somebody is drunk, they can be held liable for whatever that person does. It's the same thing. They knew he was a nutcase. Let them tell it, allegedly. And they not only did they allow him to keep weapons in their house, they facilitated that by giving him a place to keep them.
Well, if I may, in many states, handguns and rifles are 2 separate pieces of legislation. In numerous states, you can go in and buy a rifle and don't need a background check. That's okay. It's the handgun you need the background check and the ability to carry, things of that nature. That's what people don't understand. Many states, a rifle,
I'm not saying about his ability to purchase the weapons. I'm saying
but that's
is
what I'm
that
saying.
you have people that you are living with that are fully aware that you have made threats, that you've had guns, that you have done all this other crazy shit that everybody says that you were doing, and they facilitated him keeping those weapons. That's what I'm saying. I ain't even tripping on, okay.
But who do you think they're going to blame more, though? But who do you think they're going to demonize? It's not. I think she agreed with you. I think I agree with you. I think that they absolutely have a responsibility, and so do the teachers and caseworkers and everyone else. But who do you think is going to get the bigger grunt of backlash?
Well, I don't know. They're Hispanic. They're Hispanic, and our current number 5 don't like Hispanic.
And actually, his adoptive parents, if I remember the story correctly,
are Hispanic.
They are deceased.
His real parents are deceased.
His real parents are deceased, but the adoptive
no. I thought it was his adoptive parents that died.
It's his
No.
mother biological.
His real parents.
I thought
his mother just died like 3 weeks ago of the flu. His father died way before that, so he was with guardians. A set of guardians.
Yeah,
even worse.
Like
I don't know if anybody has taken the class that you have to take to become a guardian or to adopt children, but I have.
They don't.
In doing that, like they make you go through a whole bunch of shit to do that.
They do.
And you are definitely not supposed to be letting this motherfucker have guns.
I'm gonna tell you, they cut corners. They cut corners.
They do, but I'm not gonna lie. The grunt of the material that they teach social workers and other public workers when they work with children with mental challenges that aren't institutionalized is they give you a series of videos and passages to read, and you take quizzes at the end of them. I mean, I got to do them myself. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they really applied the application. You really learn your job once you get there, and they start putting files on you.
I'm thinking that in that training, don't get this motherfucker a gun should be number one.
Look, I agree.
Everybody
do their job. If everybody did their job, when you went to Burger King, your burger would look like it looked on TV if everybody did their job.
All right, King. What would you say? What was you saying, King?
No, that was funny. Now I was going to add. You got to add the privilege factor here too, because this is a wealthy little area, high school and everything else. If this kid's last name was Muhammad or Jenkins from a working class,
he'd be dead.
Background, that whole federal apparatus would have been in play. He wouldn't have had the chances because they would have came in there and roughed him up or whatever, or questioned them, or there would have been some presence there. I think privilege allowed him to kind of skate a lot, even down to the arrest, like y'all just talked about, where they took this dude alive. Like, he was just a regular dude that committed some kind of misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting that he made no effort to run, though. No real effort to run. And because he literally got away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was walking with the other kids. He blended right on in.
Till they realized,
Yeah, and not only did he walk with them, he went and got a cup of coffee and a sandwich, if I remember correctly. And they caught this dude a couple of streets over, walking down the street.
Yeah, trying to creep away like Kaiser Sose or some shit. Now, if we're talking about a different kid, you know what I mean? We're talking about them arriving, and especially if they see him that way, of course, they're letting off. Like, we know how this goes.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it gets that far, because I think the FBI and all those other people would have intervened just with all of these different, flashing lights about this kid. Like, the whole setup seemed like this is how it was going to end. So,
I don't know, man. Like, and I'm just one of those people, like, and I understand the conspiracy. Like I said, I'm a conspiracy theorist, but when it concerns people like losing a child, I err on the side of believing it, because the last thing I would want to do is inflict any more pain on somebody that's lost a child. And if you lost a child and then you got to constantly hear about people saying that your kid is still alive and there's some bullshit, that gotta be painful to endure.
Well, take this position. Imagine yourself the politician who says, enough of this, I'm going to put a stop to it, and now the NRA flushes money towards your opponent and tries to get rid of you and end your political career if you ever try to run again. Now, how far are you stepping out on that ledge?
Oh, see, I don't really give a shit. Because I do believe they still get retirement money for the rest of their life. I'm good.
Imagine the commercial already. He wouldn't protect you. He tried to take your gun. You know what I mean? Like, the ads against you and everything else will be sick. So any politician who steps out of line on this, I don't know if they can handle what the NRA is going to throw at them.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not disputing that. Make no mistake about it. I know I would more than likely lose that next election. I just wouldn't give a shit. I'm going to be getting a check eating off the government for the rest of my life. That's good enough for me.
One of the larger contributors to the Trump campaign already said that he refused to give any kind of donations for the next running if they didn't set any policy about gun control.
I mean, but what they say publicly and what they do in these PACs is two different things. You know, that may have been a PR move for whatever area he in and then got him rich. You know, that might have helped his situation just by saying that. But then he was publicly on the book for $300 million during the Trump campaign. So he would be on $300 million, and said publicly that if there was not some legislation done on gun control, that he would withdraw his contributions, and he would also rally other contributors to stand with him. Yeah, but that's just not going to happen.
Big bang, little bang.
It could not, but it definitely not a good look to make someone that you've been advocating for look bad. I mean, I think occasionally some people do, let their morals trump them giving away free money. I mean, they're already powerful, giving away $300 million. People know they're capable. It's not like they can't, choose to change teams and have some kind of
Trump just made all of them a shitload of money last year. Like not that they wasn't already rich, but he just made them a shitload of money forever. They ain't about to do shit.
And so will the next campaign with this fool continuing to run, especially since it looks like it's gonna be a woman again. It's gonna be a zoo again. They're gonna make money again.
Where you get this woman? Who? What woman are you talking about?
They're always throwing around because of Russia, to give Hillary the confidence to run again, and they're legitimately trying to talk about Oprah running. They won. They're done with the first black president. They're done with the first black president. You have all of these LBGT and feminists wanting a woman to have a fair opportunity after the fiasco with Hillary Clinton.
All right, I'll vote for Oprah.
This dude and stop him from getting reelected. They need to shut up business as a party. Like, goddamn, you lose to this dude twice? That's ridiculous. This man can barely put together a complete sentence. So, we're going to see. But
I mean, that's payback for them losing to a black guy twice.
Right. In their mind, those things are equal. And
actually, to them idiots, it'll never be equal.
But free college, they said it cost $50 billion. Everybody said, hell no, how you going to pay for that? Then those same people turn around $600 billion for the military and a tax cut that's going to be $1.5 trillion, they say.
Right.
And that's what they're admitting to, so it's probably going to be much, much more. But
and most of that is contingent on our GDP percentage going up to, like, levels that we ain't seen in a shitload of years.
Yeah. So it's going to go up with less revenue.
Right.
That works?
So it's just ridiculous. So, them rich folks are not about to do anything because Obama, I'm not letting him off the hook either because they got really rich off Obama.
Yep.
And Trump just made it so not only do they get extra money, they get to keep a lot of that shit that they made with Obama.
Yep.
So that one dude complaining, like I said, he may be maybe his he may have family members that feel some type of way about that. So he publicly is gonna say whatever is gonna shut people up. But privately, he could give away, like, you can give money through those super PACs and nobody knows how much you gave or who it came from.
I mean, you're right. I'm just saying, I ain't seen a old billionaire ever in my 35 years get on national television and openly go against the person that they advocated so hard for the last 4 years. That's Republican. That's a part of the NRA and also contributes to lobbyists. I think when you get men with that much money at that level, they're not particularly concerned about you being the president or anybody anybody else. I mean, they have clout. Their name alone has clout. They don't even have to be in politics to be able to influence politics because of the money.
Well, that's true.
So
Right.
having something, having such a huge, something that they disagree on, such as gun control, he can just take his money elsewhere. He can take his money to a different Republican. He can take his money to a Democrat altogether if he feels like he's making some kind of a political ideology shift. He doesn't have to stick.
I mean, yeah, he could do that, but he right now he's still gonna have the same motherfucking president. And the last thing you really want to do, if you're really rich, is piss off the president.
He got a president that he's influencing with his money and his contribution.
Well, apparently not. That's why he's making that. That's why he's making them commercials. He got a president that clearly is not giving him his money's worth.
But that's what he's trying to do. That's his agenda. That's why he's saying, I won't contribute. I'm going to rally all these other major contributors, and we're not going to contribute. I'm not saying he got it accomplished. I'm saying that's what he's trying to do, at least in the public eye, like you said.
All right, I just don't think
he might even be swaying them a little bit. Trump came out tonight and said he wants to raise the age to 21 and get rid of the bump stocks. NRA immediately released a statement saying they don't agree with raising that age.
Have you actually listened to the motherfuckers? Like that dude will pretty much say whatever the people in front of him want to hear.
But to a contributor of your campaign, you really can't lie like that and not try to carry through with something. Like
he has pretty much literally lied on damn near everybody he's come in contact with. But on that note, we only got like 3 minutes left to go on the show. I definitely enjoyed the conversation, man. This was definitely helpful for myself, so I do appreciate that. And hopefully somebody, if it ain't tonight, if it ain't tomorrow night, if it's in 100 years, get something out of this broadcast. And we definitely appreciate the people that tune in. If you see a post, share a post. Queen, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, excellent, Bill. Appreciate you guys.
Oh, that's cute. And don't forget to check out intellectuallypetty.com. We got Intellectually Petty apparel on there. It's pretty dope. Also, don't forget to check out myskinismysin.com. That's home base. We got all the archives of all our old shows. They automatically populate the website. Got some clothes on there. Got a little music, so check it out. Show a little love. And if you need something, hit me up. We ain't got but 2 minutes left. King, was there anything you wanted to say before we get up out of here?